everyone, my name is Karen. This is my channel Rather Be Reading, and today I'm bringing to you a book unhaul. So just in case you don't know what a book unhaul is, it's literally just the opposite of a book haul. So I'm just going to take you guys through some of the books that I've decided I am ready to let leave my shelves. I try to do this every now and again. I don't do it as regularly as I should because I don't have too many places that I can donate books to in my area, but I have recently discovered a secondhand bookshop that I knew existed, but it wasn't great, but it's under new ownership, and so I'm hoping that that's going to now be a place where I can take some of my books that are like better quality ones to hopefully get store credit for, and maybe build up some store credit at a secondhand bookshop, and then just donate others to more like Salvation Army or Savers type of stores. But anyway, these are just some of the books that I pulled off, like I said, my bookshelves that I'm ready to let go. So the first book I have here that I'm going to be getting rid of is Mad Apple by Christina Meldrum. This is a book that I read a few years ago, maybe my first or second year on BookTube. It's about a girl who is raised in kind of isolation by her mother, and they have a lot to do. There's a lot of like religious aspects to this, but also a lot to do with botany. The mother is very like obsessed with different plants and like teaches her daughter a lot about that. The mother has recently died and the daughter has been suspected of that. But this, I just really didn't end up liking that much. The book is really bogged down by some really heavy like passages on different religious parts, and the stuff to do with botany and all of that really kind of bogged down the story. I remember being left with a lot of unanswered questions in this. I think I gave this like 2 stars, really didn't like it. No need to keep it on my shelves any longer. Next I have Forbidden by Siri James and Ryan M. James. This is a YA like paranormal romance that was just like not that great. I think I gave this like 2.5 stars. I don't remember too much about this. I remember when I read this though that I remember thinking that it felt like a book I'd read a million times before. I'm never going to reread it. I do think this cover is really pretty, but there's no need for me to keep this on my shelves. It can find a new home. Next I have A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So this, I've read this book before, but I've never read this edition. I got very excited when I saw this edition on my library's like sale shelves, and I got so excited that I quickly bought it and brought it home without actually looking at it, and it's in pretty poor condition. Like the corners are like torn up. It's still got like the library stickers, and because this is like a turtle back, you know, the stickers when I tried to peel it off, like they pull away the cover. It's still got the barcode on the back. It's just in really, really poor condition, and I only paid $1 for this, and I just don't think I need to keep this on my shelf when it's in such poor condition. If I still want to end up having a copy of this, then I can find a better quality edition. So I just decided I might as well just get rid of that. Next I have Lying Out Loud by Cody Keplinger. So Cody Keplinger has ended up being an author for me who's a bit hit and miss. A couple of her books, the first 2 of hers that I read, The Duff and Shutout, I really enjoyed. But then this one and Midsummer's Nightmare, did I not enjoy Midsummer's Nightmare? I can't even really remember. This one I know I really didn't enjoy. I think I gave this like 2.5, 2.75 stars, something like that. I don't even really remember what it's about, but I just remember not enjoying it that much. I don't think I'll ever reread it. Cody Keplinger isn't an author I love enough to like need to keep every copy, like, you know, a copy of every one of her books on my shelf, so that one can leave. Next I have A Game for All the Family by Sophie Hannah. This I read fairly recently, like within the past year, I'm pretty sure, on my channel, and really didn't like. I have read a lot by Sophie Hannah previously. She has a crime fiction series, but the crime fiction, so it follows like police detectives, but the crimes are very psychological. So it's crime fiction, but it's and like following a detective, which I know a lot of people don't like. I do. I have no problem with that. But the crimes are they're more like psychological thriller, but through like a detective narrative. I really, really enjoy those books. I've enjoyed kind of most of that series. And so I've picked up everything I've read by her outside of that series. I haven't loved. She is also the author of the new Hercule Poirot books. the like recently released like continuation of Agatha Christie's series. I haven't read any of those because I want to wait until I've finished the original Hercule Poirot series, but that makes me nervous because I know she can write really good stuff, but at the same time I haven't enjoyed a bunch of her stuff, so that makes me a little bit nervous. But this one I'm definitely not keeping. I really didn't like, doesn't need to stay on my shelf. The next one we have was a really recent read on my channel, and that is Ashley Bell by Dean Koontz. I know Dean Koontz is an author who I see all the time in secondhand bookshops, and so I figured, why not give them another one? Because this is one of his that I really didn't like. This is about a woman, a young woman. She's like in her early 20s who get diagnosed with this really rare, really aggressive form of cancer. She's given basically like a couple of months to live or a year to live, something like that, when all of a sudden, bam, cancer gone. And then she sees a psychic, and the psychic basically tells her that the reason that she survived is because she is destined to save a life, and she is destined to save the life of Ashley Bell. So that is where we kind of go with the plot. Having said that, so I was interested, I was intrigued, but the plot gets weirder and weirder and weirder and more convoluted and more just kind of strange, and not strange in a way that I liked. I also I just didn't really like it. I gave it, I think, like 2.5 stars. Not a huge fan of it, so I'm going to be getting rid of that. And the next one that I have is kind of an odd one. As I've mentioned, not as much now, but I used to be the type of person who, when I really liked an author, I was quite obsessed with buying every book that they had ever written. And one of those authors for me was Jodi Picoult, and I am still a fan of Jodi Picoult. And I think that's, oh, friggin' hell, that hurt. That is my Jodi Picoult shelf right there. I do own, I think, every book pretty much that she has published. One of the ones that I own, though, is also this play by her that she wrote with her son. Jake Van Leer is her son. The music and lyrics are by her, by her and this person, Ellen Wilbur. So this is literally like a stage play, and it's got like the music and stuff. I think the music's at the back. Yeah, it's got like the song and stuff that she like. And I actually did read through this. I read the play. Don't actually remember anything about it, but this is something I'm never going to reread. I'm not as obsessed now with needing to, if I like Jodi Picoult, which I do, having every single book by her. I'm keeping all of her others because Jodi Picoult is an author that I reread books from. But this isn't one that I'm ever going to reread. I don't need to have this on my shelf. It also got quite bent at some point. So I don't need to have this on my shelf. So I am going to get rid of this. I don't think the secondhand bookshop would want this because I don't know who would buy this, but I will donate it somewhere or find something to do with it. So that's it. Those are the books that I'm going to be getting rid of off my shelves. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, whether you are saddened to hear that they are leaving my shelves, or I'd love to chat with you guys about how often you guys try to pick through your shelves and get rid of books, or do you not get rid of books? Are you the type of reader that wants to own every single book that they've read? I would love to know. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye guys!